all for coming today. And we'll have class by His Grace Abhiram Sakar Das today. And we'll have Gaurarti and Damodar Arti and Narsimha Arti. So please hear attentively for next 40-50 minutes. And put this mic away. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरङ्गस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। So thank you all for joining here today. My request to all the Matajis and Prabhujis, have a seat, relax. This is not going to be a class where there will be a lot of question answers. So don't worry, come, enjoy, and pay a little bit of attention. And all the small kids, requesting them either to go in some other room and play there instead of making noise, that would be better. So, how many of you are coming first time to ISKCON program?
I think this is his first time, Prabhu.
So that Mataji here, yes. So we have majority of us as coming from regular devotee families, but I would like to keep the class in a way that it can be appealing to all of us. So I wanted to, I was asked to talk about Bhagavad Gita. Now, when the topic was given to me, it was quite vague in terms of speak about Bhagavad Gita. So, one can speak about Bhagavad Gita in just one line, or one can speak about Bhagavad Gita forever, and it will never be sufficient. So, it was a very difficult topic to, without having a specific verse or specific subject given, it was a difficult thing for me to, at least for my little ability, to choose what to speak. And with Shama Guru's help and Adi Gopal Prabhu's help, they suggested me to talk about Gopashtami also. So, what is Gopashtami? Does anybody know about it? Now, this is going to be an interactive session.
Krishna's birth date.
He's saying Krishna's birth date. Okay. What about you, Prabhu? You were not in your means head, right? So what is Gopashtami?
On this day, Bhagwan Krishna and Balram turned 5 years old.
Okay.
Now they can go for cow herding on their own.
So I'm not sure about 5-year-old. They turn on that day specifically because Krishna has to turn 5 year on the Janmashtami only, right? So that's not possible. But yes, they were about 5 years old.
Six years.
Yes. So 5 years is something considered as Kaumarya, right? And then Krishna is coming from Vrindavan, the land of cows. And what does cow do? They go and graze in the forest. So each and every house in Vrindavan had some of the cows and they were taking them every day to forest. And who used to do that job? Men in the family, mostly the youths. So when Krishna turned 5 years, he also said, my all friends are going to forest every day. They take cows and they go and they play with the cows in the forest because that's the rosy picture they had, right? Go in the forest, enjoy, play, eat fruits, drink sweet water from various one-off lakes, and then come back in the evening. So Krishna said, I also want to go. How many cows Nanda Maharaj had? 900,000, right? 9 lakhs cows. And Yashodamai had, he's the king of that Nandakam, Gokula. So he is having a lot of servants for working him and all. So Yashodamai is saying, why do you need to go? Means we have people who can do the job. Means you just need to enjoy. I'm giving you the nice butter, nice milk. Enjoy that. But Krishna says, no, all my friends are going. Then I'm not different from anybody else. I need to go with them. With lot of debate, finally Yashodamaya says, okay, you can go, but I will send you some guardian also along with you because you don't know how to go in the forest, you don't know how to herd the cows, and with all the help, you can go there. Krishna says, is the Gopas getting that kind of help? No, they go and they take care of their cows all along. So I will also do the same thing. And Krishna cannot be debated, right? So Yashodamaya finally gave up, saying, okay, you can go. But then I'm going to prepare you for that. And the first preparation is when you go to forest is not a smooth path like the town road which we have. There will be stone, there will be pebbles, there will be thorn, lot of troubles. So I'm going to make you nice shoes for yourself. Krishna says, why me alone? All the Gopas goes without shoes every day. Then what is so special about me? I can also go without shoes. But I said, no. They are used to it, but you are not. You are such a nice, delicate boy. Means, how can you go in the forest without shoes? Krishna says, if my friends are going without shoes, I'm also going to go without shoes. I said, okay, let's do one thing. I will make shoes for everybody. All the Gopas will also get shoes from us. They will get free shoes from me. Krishna says, okay, that's good. But what about cows? They are also going to forest without shoes. They also need their shoes properly, right? They are walking on the same stone, they are walking on the same path. So Maya finally says, this boy is not going to listen to me. And she gives up. But then this news is heard by all the cows in Vrindavan that Krishna is going to come tomorrow and walk us through the forest. And he is come to come barefoot, no shoes. So what happens in the night? Anybody has visited Vrindavan? Of course, some of you will raise hands. Did you walk into Vrindavan? And did you use shoes? No. What happened? Did you feel the sand was tough on you to walk? It was soft, she said that. Anybody vouch for that? Sand was good or bad? There is the softest sand you will find in the world in Vrindavan. When you are walking on that, you doesn't feel like you are walking on the road. You feel like you are walking on the cotton mattress or something like that. I have walked there multiple times. I never felt anything other than hot. Because when we are going, it is hot. But that was not the case before. It was just ordinary sand. But on that night, all the cows of the Vrindavan, they decided that my Lord Krishna is going to come tomorrow, so we need to prepare everything for him. And this is the attitude for devotion, that we should do everything in our capacity to please the Lord. And that will be the topic of our discussion today also. So all the cows in the night, they broke free from their pasture, went into the path wherever they normally go, and they started stomping everything possible in their way. Now cows has 4 feet, right? Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. All other Vrindavan Vasis had so many other cows. Every one of them kept dancing continuously whole night and made each and every stone, each and every pebble to a dust, a smooth dust of sand. And that is how the Vrindavan sand is made very soft. And this is now ready to welcome Krishna next day. So with that, next day came, Maya started putting all the ornaments, all the flowers, everything to Krishna to decorate him so that he can go. And he requested Maya to decorate cows also. And everybody got decorated, and that news spread everywhere. And all the Vrindavan Vasis decorated their cows, their boys, and everybody dressed. Now this news spread like a wildfire. And all the gopis also learned that Krishna is going to go to forest tomorrow. And they felt that when Krishna goes to forest for the whole day, their heart is going away from them for the whole day. Can you live without a heart? Yes or no?
No.
I felt everybody lost their heart at this moment. Nobody is answering me. So they also decided that they will go along with all the gopas. But then ladies doesn't go in the forest and herd the cows. So what did they do? They had their own idea of disguising everybody and going into the forest along with all the gopas. So each and every gopi dressed like a gopa boy in the boy's clothes, dhoti, kurta, all of that. And then they ran behind Krishna. And when they started running, typical Mataji's habit, they lifted their skirt and started running. So people knew that these are all gopis. But then this is the day when they expose their feet to everybody. So today or yesterday was Gopashtami. So that is the day when most of the ISKCON temple, if they have Radharani and they also have Ashtasakis and other gopis, they will be either dressed like a gopa boy or they will have a skirt which is little bit of exposing their feet. So this is our opportunity other than Radhashtami to see the feet of the great Vaishnavas like gopis and Radharani herself. So this was the opportunity. Some of you might have seen the pictures floating. Mayapur temple has Ashtasakis along with Radha Madhav, all of them wearing dhoti kurtas. Typically not that the dress which Matajis wear, right? But then they put skirts and that is considered as dhoti. Typically it is a skirt, but it is exposing their feet. So some temples will put dhoti, some temple will put skirt, which is slightly giving their feet darshan to us. So that is the story behind Gopashtami. Now this is also very near and dear to us. That gives us the teaching that cows, those are innocent cows. We don't consider them as intelligent as human beings, but I consider them more than human beings. They are better than us actually. So they did the seva to please Krishna. Why can't we also do the same thing? Are we ready to do that? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And this requires little bit of introspection. This requires some level of honesty and then decide what we are doing and what we should not do. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada covers in one of the purport that as a Grihastha, we are allowed to earn money. That's a bold statement, right? As a Grihastha, like what we are doing, we are allowed to earn money, but we are allowed to earn money enough to just run the family, not to go behind money and accumulate it and spend unnecessary time in accumulating money and not doing our prime service, which is to serve the Lord and open the path for our spiritual progress. So Srila Prabhupada says, in present time, around 8 hours of time should be more than sufficient to earn whatever is required for the family. More than that, that means we are engaged in activity which is not really useful. So this was a small diversion before we start the main topic of today's discussion. As I mentioned, I'm asked to talk about Bhagavad Gita. So let's ask a couple of questions. What is Bhagavad Gita? Have you heard about Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
What is that?
Where,
Is it a book which we never read, right?
where Krishna tells to Arjuna
Krishna
before going
advises
to war.
Arjuna. Very
Before
good,
going to war.
wonderful. Before going for a war. That was one answer. Anybody else?
It's a conversation.
Yes, Mataji.
Manual of life.
Manual of life. Wow, that's a big statement, right? Manual of life. Whose life?
Souls.
Krishna's life. Krishna's life.
Souls.
Why will Krishna give a manual for his own life? Right? Krishna is giving advice. So it is for someone else, right? Who is that someone?
Human being.
Human beings.
Was it only meant for Arjun?
All human beings.
So Arjun had a dilemma of fighting the war. Do you fight a war on an everyday basis? Does anybody consider that you are also fighting through, you are also struggling through a lot of things in your life?
Yes.
Yes.
Every minute.
And if we are fighting a war on our capacity, limited capacity, every day, every minute of our life, then why can't we take a shelter of Bhagavad Gita to find the answers? Arjuna found the answer in that, and then he decided to act upon it. Krishna has given that manual. Somebody mentioned that there is a manual. Such a beautiful TV. When it came, did it come with some paperwork? Prabhu? Did that TV come with the paperwork?
Yes.
And what was that paperwork? A big booklet, right? What to do and what not to do with the TV, right?
Yes.
And if you don't follow the instruction, what happens? If TV goes bad, the manufacturer says, it's not my responsibility, it is your responsibility now, right? So everything what we buy in our life comes up with a manual. But then, if I ask, what is the manual for yourself? How to live a life? We don't have that book, right? And nobody teaches us that. However, Bhagavad Gita is that manual which we use for our how to live the life. Now, if I ask a question, what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Can somebody give me the answer? Now, this is where the discussion has to happen. Means it's not a one-way delivery of one person speaking and everybody just listening.
I'll read something here. This Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishads, is just like a cow, and Lord Krishna, who is famous as a coward boy, is milking this cow. Arjuna, just like a calf, and learned scholar and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita.
Wonderful, wonderful, so nice from you.
Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopala Nandanaha Partha Vatsaha Sudhira Bhaktu Tugdam Gitamrutam Mahat.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing. So, there are many times when you will see Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport that this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. But there are two shlokas. He very emphatically says this. And somebody will say Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Somebody will say do your duty is the call for Bhagavad Gita. That's a typical answer we get from most of the Indians, that Bhagavad Gita says karma karo and phal ki asha mat karo, right? Do your duties, don't expect any fruits for that. However, Krishna himself says the essence of Bhagavad Gita in the two shlokas. Most of the Bhagavad Gita is already spoken till the 17th chapter, and 18th chapter is the revision of what he has spoken mostly in the earlier chapters. And among that, shloka 65 and 66 is where Krishna gives the essence, how we should be serving him so that we can live our life to make progress in the spiritual world. And these two shlokas are very widely quoted, but very rarely understood. So I'm going to read the shloka. Prabhu, is it possible for you to change? Or TV is not there? Okay, no problem. So you guys have smartphone, And smartphones, you operate those smartphones, so that means you are smarter than the phone. So let's go and search.
I can put in the PDF.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So go to shloka number 1865. And as soon as I start, everybody will know the shloka. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. So Bhagavan is saying, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. And the next sentence, what he's saying is, I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So Krishna is taking a vow that if you follow my instruction, you will be sure shot taken back to Goloka. But then the test what he has given is a very difficult test, right? Always think of me. What do? We allocate a time to think about Krishna certain time of the day, and then after that we say, let me go around my own sweet activities, and then I will forget about Krishna. And next day again, same time, I will spend 5-10 minutes for Krishna, and then I will forget about him, right? But Krishna is expecting, always think about me. Become my devotee. Worship me. So all these things are very difficult and very challenging to realize. And on top of that, in the next shloka, he further escalates that level of expectation. He goes further. And the 66th shloka, he is saying, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma shuchaha. Now this is where, even though the meaning is very small line, but realization is very, very difficult. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Now, what does abandon all varieties of religion means, and what does surrender means? When we say abandon all varieties of religion, sarva dharma, typically when we come from Indian background, we have a habit. As soon as we see some picture, we bow down. As soon as we see a stone colored with some color, we say this is God, and we immediately bow down. We see somebody wearing saffron, we immediately say this is Baba, this is Sannyasi, this is Guru, and then we surrender. We do not even question whether this is the right person or not. And by doing that, we are thinking that we are following religious principles, but we are going against Krishna's wish. Krishna is clearly telling in another chapter, 529. What is the shloka there? Bhoktaram yajna tapasa sarvaloko maheshwaram. So he is saying, I am the only one who is enjoying all the penances, yajna, everything. And here what we are doing? We are going around neglecting Krishna and offering our obeisances to anybody else. So Krishna, in the previous shloka, what did he say? Forget all other religions. That is what he is saying, that only focus on me. In 65 he said, only surrender to me, only worship me. And here he is saying, everything else to be ignored and focus only on me. Then you will have proper devotional service. So this is a very difficult topic. So somebody yesterday asked me this question, what does surrender means and how shall I do surrender? So today we are going to focus mainly on that topic, that what is surrender means and what we need to do to achieve that level of surrender which is required. So these two shlokas, as I mentioned, it is the conclusion and essence of Bhagavad Gita. Many people will use this shloka, but understanding the meaning of these two shlokas requires a lot of realization. And that realization will come from one thing, and that is what we are going to talk about. We are going to ask ourselves, what does abandoning all origins of religion, what does surrender means, what does Krishna is expecting from us, and how do I realize that? So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his a group of songs which is called Sharanagati, has given 6 steps of how we can achieve Sharanagati, from what level to the level where it needs to be considered as accepted by Krishna. And this Sharanagati book is very nice poems written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So the 6 ways what is mentioned there is, first one is humility, dainya. The second one is Atma Nivedan, that is dedication of the self. The next one is Gopatrave Varna, which is acceptance of the Lord as the only one who is maintaining everybody. The fourth one is having a complete faith in Krishna that he will protect me. Just like Prahlad Maharaj had a faith in Lord, that no matter what happens, however his father does, whatever he does, Lord is going to always protect me. So that kind of faith. The fifth one is do only activities which are favorable to improve your Krishna consciousness. And the last one is avoid all activities which are averse to your devotion. Now this shloka is again repeated in multiple books. So one of them is Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.626, 676. Anukulasya sankalpaha pratikulasya varjanam. So anything which is favorable to improve our devotion towards Krishna needs to be adopted in our life. And anything which is unfavorable in making progress in Krishna consciousness, we should try to avoid them as much as possible, to the point that we completely eliminate them. So when we started saying that grahasthas are allowed to work and make money, but that is also a hindrance in making progress in spiritual life, because we are spending so much time in just thinking about how to make money and work. I really envy our devotee here, His Grace Vamshid Hari Prabhu. He was bold enough to make that decision that enough of enough, I need to focus on Krishna consciousness, right? This is a bold decision, but then he had the complete faith in Krishna that yes, Krishna will take care of my family. We have to reach to that stage of achieving that faith and completely surrendering to Krishna. And now we are going to talk about how surrender will begin. So I'm going to take you back to the story of Ramanujacharya. How many of you have heard about him? So I see many hands going up. Ramanujacharya. Okay. So one of his great disciples, his name was Kuresh. And he asked the same question to Ramanujacharya about, could you please explain me the meaning of chapter 18, sloka 66? Tell me the meaning. Tell me how I can realize that shloka. So let's talk about who this Kuresh was. Kuresh came from a very aristocratic Brahman family. He was a learned scholar. He was a very good teacher. He was a very good disciple. He was a very good orator. He was a very good preacher. And he was able to explain whatever Ramanujacharya told to everybody. And Ramanujacharya was preaching about pure bhakti. And when that was going on, many dhongis, many false people, including some of the rulers of that time, were worried that if everybody starts listening to Ramanujacharya, then their business, their shop of selling bhakti in the name of bhakti, making money and making their own interest, will not really work. So they wanted to oppose Ramanujacharya all the time. And one of the king even went to the point that he wanted to arrest Ramanujacharya and drag him to his court in Kanchipuram, and have a debate about something. And the debate condition was, even if Ramanujacharya win that debate, he will get killed. And if he defeats himself, then he has to surrender and give a writing that he is lost and he will stop preaching. So now the king was trying to force both sides, right? Even if he loses, Ramanujacharya has to be killed. And when that news spread, Kuresh came in front to Ramanujacharya and requested him that, Guru Maharaj, you change the clothes. I will wear saffron and you be in the plain clothes and you hide. I will be going along with the soldiers because soldier doesn't know who Ramanujacharya is. They will arrest me. I will go with them. And that's what he insisted, and he did that. So finally, the soldiers came into Sri Rangapuram. They dragged him, took him to the courtyard of the king in Kanchipuram, and then there was a debate. And in that debate, he defeated everybody because he knew that if he is accepting the defeat, that is the defeat of his own Guru Maharaj. And to respect and to honor his Guru Maharaj, he was ready to die, but not give up the dignity of his Guru. And finally, when everybody lost, then king said, according to my conditions, because you won, I'm going to kill you. At that point, king's daughter intervened. And she reminded the king that a couple of years back, she was haunted by a ghost. And nobody could save her except Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya came and touched her head with his feet. And that moment, the ghost left her body and she was relieved out of that. She was saved by Ramanujacharya. So that princess reminded that, please don't kill him. He has saved my life. King was so cruel. He said, okay, even if that is the case, I'm still going to make him blind. He took two of his eyes by burning them. So Quraysh lost his eyes. And then he was thrown in a forest in that condition. And that news went back to Ramanujacharya that your disciple Quraysh defeated everybody, but then king was so cruel, he actually blinded him. And with that, Ramanujacharya brought him back to Sri Rangapuram. And both of them were in front of the deity, the main deity of the temple in Sri Rangapuram. And Ramanujacharya is praying to Lord Narayana that this disciple of me has given such a sacrifice without even slightest tinge of pride or anything in his mind. He went ahead and saved me and put his life at risk. And ultimately, he got punished for becoming blind. And Quraysh had never ever thought that I'm such a nice devotee that I saved my Guru Maharaj and I saved his dignity. He was very humble, he was very surrendered. And with that prayer from a sincere devotee, suddenly a celestial wind came through and it touched the feet of Lord Narayana there. And from there, it went towards Quraysh. And as soon as it came to his face, the miracle happened. His eyes were restored. And he started seeing again. So such a devotee is Quraysh is. And he is now asking to his Guru Maharaj, please explain me the meaning of Sarvadharmam Parityajam. That shloka. So after hearing him, his Guru says that you are a scholar, you are a learned. So why don't you go to another sannyasi that time, a disciple of Jamunacharya, Goshti Purna. You go to Goshti Purna and he will, I'm mixing the two things. Ramanujacharya asked him to serve him for 1 full year. And after serving that 1 full year, then he will be in a mood of serving understanding the shloka, the meaning of shloka. Ramanujacharya told him that to understand this shloka, it is only Krishna's mercy that will give you that ability to understand, and for that you have to serve Guru for 1 year. But Quraysh that time was thinking that he has absolutely no time left to understand that. He doesn't have 1 year. So he insisted that no, Guru Maharaj, I need to understand it immediately because I don't think I have 1 year left. So finally Guru says, yes, I can give you another way. You have 1 month, give up everything, become a beggar. Live like a beggar and serve me for 1 month, and then I will consider you to be ready for this. Now, Quraysh was a very rich person. He had a lot of money, a lot of servants. He was an opulent person in his personal life, even though he was a great devotee. But as soon as Guru told him to do that, he gave up everything. For 1 full month, he was begging on the street And whatever he received through begging, he was just living on that and serving his Guru for 1 full month. And after seeing that, Ramanujacharya explained him the meaning. Now, Kuresh had one cousin, his name was Dasharathi. So after a few days, he asked the same question to Ramanujacharya. Please explain me the meaning of this shloka. Now, both of them are coming from an aristocratic Brahmin family, very scholar, learned, very well known on the Vedas and everything. This time, Ramanujacharya said that because you are coming from such an aristocratic family, I don't consider myself capable of explaining you this shloka. So why don't you do one thing? Go to Jamunacharya's disciple, which is Goshti Purna. And he said, okay, I will go there. He stayed there for more than 6 months. And Goshti Purna completely ignores him. Every time when he asked, please tell me the meaning, he said, time has not come, I will tell you afterwards. Time has not come, I will tell you afterwards. So more than 6 months passed. And finally, this Dasharathi is now considering completely dejected, completely feeling like his life has no meaning. He is not even worthy of understanding the meaning of the shloka. And in that mood, he started lamenting. And when Goshti Purna saw that lamentation, then one day he revealed that you will learn the meaning of this shloka only from your Guru, but for that you have to have such a humility and no pride, no false ego of what you are doing. You may be a great scholar, you may be a great philosopher, you may be a learned person, but when you are serving your Guru, you should be completely surrendered, completely humble. And with that, he said, now you go back to your Guru, serve him, and finally he will answer your question. So he came back again to Srirangapuram, and now Ramanujacharya is asking, did you get the answer? What happened in last 6 months? And Dasharathi is trying to narrate the story of what happened for the whole time. And suddenly at that time, one of the other disciples of Ramanujacharya, his daughter came there. She was a very weak, fragile woman. She was very much in distress. She was crying, weeping. And she comes to Ramanujacharya and says that, Guru Maharaj, I want to give up my life. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband, all of them are constantly troubling me. I'm living in a village. I have to walk every day 2 miles to get a water. And half of my day just goes in getting the water for them. And rest of the time, they are asking me to do all the services in the house. Nobody even considers me as a human being. They are considering me even below than human being. I'm being tortured every day. I cannot live my life like this. I want to give up. I'm requesting some help, and they says, you don't need any help. You should be doing everything yourself. Such a family I'm living life. So what can I do now? I want to give up and I will need your advice. And Dasharathi was just there along with Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya said, oh, I have a help for you. Dasharathi, you go with her and help her. And this devotee, without asking a question, what help he needs to do, what work needs to do, he just followed her. They went back to her village. And from the next moment onwards, Dasharathi became her servant. Now this Dasharathi was equally qualified in terms of Vedas, in terms of Bhagavad Gita, in terms of all the Shastras, Puranas. He was a scholar, he was a preacher, he was an aristocratic Brahman. But there, he started acting as a menial servant. And what he's doing? Every day he gets up in the morning, goes 2 miles, gets water, fills up all the pots in the house, again goes back, keep bringing water, does cooking, clean the house, clean the pasture, clean the cows. Whole day is going in that. And after whole day he's tired, he gets minimal sleep, and next day the same cycle repeats. Now this lady is getting some help, but Dasharathi is only doing his job forever. And this is going on for more than 6 months. One day in that town, some other devotee came from somewhere. And now this devotee is starting to preach the local villagers. But while preaching, he is not fully qualified. He is having a tinge of impersonalism in his teaching process, and he's preaching that way to the villagers. One day, Dashrathi heard what he was narrating as preaching, and Dashrathi raised a humble hand saying, these are the points which I feel is not correct. But he didn't say that you are wrong. He just said, this is the way Vedas are describing this. This is the way our Shastras are saying. This is the way our Vaishnavas are talking about. But when he talked about that, this devotee became very angry. His false ego sparked completely. And then he started blasting Dashrathi that who are you? You are a menial servant. Your job is to bring water and cook. How can you dare to even talk to me about philosophy and Vedas? And this Dashrathi humbly answered all his questions, nicely explained everything to the villagers that this is the philosophy, it should be the way this it should be. And then finally, this person who was there felt and realized that he is talking to someone who is much more elevated, much more scholarly and qualified than the person who was trying to preach in that town. And finally, he asked, who are you? How do you know all these things? Then Dashrathi revealed that my name is Dashrathi. And as soon as he said Dashrathi, the villager asked, is it the same Dashrathi who is the disciple of Ramanujacharya? He says, yes, he is my Guru Maharaj. And as soon as that was revealed to the villagers and even the family where he was working, everybody became very shocked that such a scholarly Brahman and is doing this kind of job here, working as a menial servant, a Shudra job, a lower level of Shudra, and everybody started asking him, why are you doing this? You should be actually preaching and going to towns and villages and telling about what you have learned from your Guru Maharaj. And Dashrathi humbly replied, no, this is the order of my Guru Maharaj, and I will fulfill that order even if I have to die myself. This is my order, and I'm going to do that continuously. And with that, he returned to the home and started doing his daily job. But villagers couldn't take that anymore. So finally, the villagers decided to go to Srirangapuram. And they went back to Ramanujacharya and explained him that your disciple Dashrathi is serving there like a menial servant. And he is not even revealing his identity. For last 6 months, he has been working there. Please take your order back so that he can do the preaching job. After hearing the way Dashrathi has been serving, Ramanujacharya became very pleased. And with that mood, he said, let me take all of us, let's go there. I'm gonna meet him. So Ramanujacharya traveled from Srirangapuram to the village where this story was happening. And in that, as soon as he saw Dashrathi, he embraced him. And after embracing, he revealed that you are the true disciple who understand the mood of Guru. You are the true disciple who is making Guru's word hold true. Now we know one more person, one more personality, which is very near and dear to us, who for his Guru's word did all kinds of difficult tasks at a very difficult age. Does anybody know? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What age he started doing that Herculean efforts? 69, right? What age he heard the instruction? At a very young age, he heard from his Guru Maharaj. And what was the instruction? Go and preach in the Western world because you can speak English. And he took that as the life and soul of his life to follow the instruction given by his own Guru. And with that, what did he do? He came to America. He lived with the hippies, druggists, and he served them. His initial time was he was living in a small storefront house. Part of that was a house and part of that was a area for assembly. He was cooking for everybody. He was cleaning for himself. He was even trying to earn money for that grocery and all that. And he was preaching to everybody there. And these people, hippies, they had no culture. They had no knowledge what Guru means. They were coming, they were listening, eating, and leaving their dirty dishes, dirty pots as it is, and leaving the house. But Srila Prabhupada never ever said that I am a well learned scholar, I am this or that. He just kept on serving them with only one faith in his mind that my Guru has asked me to come and preach in America and spread Krishna consciousness. And within few months, what happened? These hippies, these druggists became the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And the whole movement started with those people, right? If you have read the book Journey Home, you will also realize the glories of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhana Swami. At the age of 17, he had an inquisitive thought in mind that I want to find the truth. And for that one thought, he took all the efforts to walk towards India from Europe. And then he found the home there. He met Srila Prabhupada and he gave his life to serve Srila Prabhupada after that. And this is not the only story. Every single sannyasi of ISKCON today, the same story repeats again and again. So what we are learning from this whole thing is humility is the first aspect, first thing we need to learn to understand what surrender means. Without humility, we will not be able to make any progress in spiritual life. That is the first and foremost thing we have to understand and adopt and realize. Without that, we will not make any spiritual progress. Unfortunately for us, I am talking for myself now, we are always entangled in other activities other than humility. We want to show off that I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But what is expected is the surrender, the complete surrender to your own Guru, just like Kuresh did, just like Dasharathi did. There is one more level of surrender we can talk, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this in Chaitanya Charitamrita multiple times. He talked about the glories of gopis. Now, what did gopis do? Did they care about social norms? Did they care about marital norms? Did they care about their personal comfort? They gave up everything and they followed their inner voice and surrendered to Krishna and did everything to please Krishna. And that is the level of surrender we are expecting. Krishna is expecting that to reveal himself. I like one of the shloka of Bhagavad Gita very well, and I'm going to quote that again, which is 641. This is a very, I like this shloka very much. And Krishna is saying, 411, not 641, 411. E yatamam prapadante. What is the meaning of this shloka? According to the degree of surrender, Krishna is going to reveal us and we will realize Krishna as per our level of surrender. Today I see Srila Prabhupada's disciples. They have been in the movement for the last 40, 50 years. And every day they read Srila Prabhupada's books, just like they are reading it first time. We sometimes feel that we read Bhagavad Gita once and I'm done, right? Every day they are reading Bhagavad Gita. Every day they take Srila Prabhupada's book, spend 1 hour reading that book. Why? Because they have surrendered themselves completely to serve Srila Prabhupada. Very soon we will have Ratha Yatra celebration here. And who is bringing Ratha here? One of the Srila Prabhupada disciples. What is his age? At what age he is serving? He works there better than one of our youngest guys here, right?
78 years.
78 years. So he could say simply that I'm Srila Prabhupada disciple. I have been in the movement for so long. Why do I need to work? I can just expect that devotees will take care of me, right? But they are still serving Srila Prabhupada movement because they have given that promise to Srila Prabhupada that we will be serving the mission you have started here in America and spread across all the world Today, ISKCON is there in every country, whether it is the Islamic country, whether it is the Christianity, whether it is the tribal levels in Southern Africa. ISKCON is there. ISKCON is preaching and spreading the movement started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada brought that movement to West and spread across the world. And there are so many dedicated soldiers of Srila Prabhupada who are taking that mission because of only one thing. They have a complete faith in their Guru. They have surrendered their Guru completely. And Krishna is clearly saying this, that unless you surrender to your Guru, you will not make me pleased. The door to please Krishna is only through Guru and Guru Parampara. And that is the most important point I wanted to bring about this shloka, that if we want to learn Bhagavad Gita, if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, and if we want to realize Bhagavad Gita, we have to have a complete faith in our Guru, and we have to take his mission as our mission. Life and soul is dedicated for that. And unless we are willing to do that without any false prestige, ego, or any expectations of fruits out of that, we will not make progress in the spiritual life. And this is the first step, which is explained in Sharanagati as humility. So without a humility, we will not find Krishna, we will not realize Krishna. So with that, I'm going to stop here. If there are any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I know Matajis are preparing a lot of things behind the scene and everybody's mind is getting diverted over there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Samasta bhaktagadavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Grace Abhiraj Prakash Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'm being asked to talk about one thing, and Prabhu had asked me to bring something, and I forgot. Sorry, Prabhu.
$100 fine.
$100 fine, yes. So many of you have seen this pamphlet. Here. This is our future temple. It is one of Charlotte here. We are right now in a contract with one of the seller who is selling the 9.35 acres of land, which is centrally located for both north side and south side of Charlotte. This land will become the home for ISKCON of Charlotte in future. We want to build a center, a temple there, and bring everybody there so that we can worship Lord Krishna and serve Srila Prabhupada's movement over there. At this point of time, we are requesting all the devotees to open their heart and participate in this mission. Participation doesn't mean that you need to give money only. Participation is your physical work, your intelligent work, your efforts to spread the word about this mission, and that is what is required. Right now, we expect this land will be purchased in the next 1 month time. There are some technical challenges which are going on right now, but once that is completed, we will complete the land acquisition. Simultaneously, we are working on moving ahead with a concept plan where how does this center will look like. Right now, with devotees idea, we are thinking of a large prasadam hall, large temple hall, and a good size kitchen, and also all other recreational facilities like playground and parking lot and so on and so forth. So that is the plan right now. But for that, we need to do some legal hurdles in terms of land rezoning, acquiring permissions from the county for construction and approving the building plan and so on and so forth. All of that is going on simultaneously. If you are a civil engineer, you are a mechanical engineer, you are an electrical engineer, or you just have a passion to help us, come forward. That is what is required. Because this cannot be built by one person or small team. It is the effort of everybody else. And for that, we are requesting your cooperation, your collaboration, and your help. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita plan out.
So again, another announcement. December is the month of Bhagavad Gita. Why December is the month? Yes, Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the month of December. So we have a goal of distributing how many, Prabhu?
375.
375 Bhagavad Gitas in that 1 month. So we need your help. You can spread the word of Bhagavad Gita to your friends. You can distribute Bhagavad Gita. You can sponsor Bhagavad Gita cases that we can distribute in the hospitals, public places like libraries, schools, hotels. If you are not able to walk with us, you can financially contribute for a box of Bhagavad Gita, and that way you will contribute. Now keep in mind, when someone reads that Bhagavad Gita, which you have donated and contributed, not only he is getting the Sukruti, he is getting the benefits of reading that Bhagavad Gita, but you will also get that Bhagavad Gita benefits because you contributed in donating that. So it is your chance to help us meet that goal of 375. With your help, we can make that as 735 instead of 375.
Can announce Krishna Prabhu name who sponsored 2 boxes.
So, very Krishna Prabhu, can you raise your hand? Lakshmi Mataji, raise your hand.
Krishna Prabhu. Very Krishna Prabhu. He's serving.
He's serving. So, Mataji and Prabhuji both have sponsored 2 cases of Bhagavad Gita. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Normally, we have Bhagavad Gita as $15 a book, but for this marathon, if someone is sponsoring, we will have concessional price. What did we agree, Prabhu?
160 for 1 box, which is 16 books.
16 books will cost $160, which is $10 a book. So anything you could sponsor, that would be very helpful.
So this is hardbound or softbound?
Hardbound. And softbound is 24 books in same price.
Same price.
So what is next, Prabhu? Damodar Ashtaka?
Yeah.
Damodar Arati and Damodar Ashtaka. Okay.
2 boxes, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Please announce. Praveen Govind Prabhu.
Praveen Govind Prabhu is announcing 2 boxes of Bhagavad Gita. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Having full price.
Yeah?
Having full price.
No discount.
Accepted.
All right, so we all stand up. Mataji have decorated nicely the Radha Damodar. Thank you, Prabhu, for your class of surrender. Hare Krishna.
YouTube लाइव, Facebook लाइव चलता है.
Tattoo. There, tattoo.
It's YouTube live.
No.
know, but what's easier is
No.
संत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणानंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन मेमोरी भावना आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य अष्टोत्तर संत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोकुल श्याम सुंदर राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की द्वारकापुरी धाम की अयोध्यापुरी धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, can you move the paraphernalia? Because first we're going to down with that.
Namaste
विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय। भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। भाई गौर प्रेमानंद हरि ओम।
Aishwarya. Yes, I know who she is. Yeah. Teacher's on. This side. Yeah. I'll say second. I'll say mine. Mine. Yeah, mine is good. But the shorter version. You don't have to do any of it.
Now we are going to start with Damodar Ashtakam. There are two things you need to follow. One is she's going to sing the first line, you repeat that, and once your turn comes, you offer the key lamp to Lord Damodara. Turn off the light.
Can you turn off the light?
True, there may be a switch there.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं Thank you.
Okay.